And Shivan, of course, I don't need to tell you that India is all decked out for the grand consecration ceremony of the Ram temple. The celebrations have transcended beyond the temple town of Ayodhya.
Everyone is in this celebratory mood, even in the newsroom. There is that kind of buzz which you can feel all over the country as of now. Of course, we're talking about Ayodhya, where the consecration ceremony is going to take place in the Sri Ram temple. Now, let's take a look at how cities across the nation are marking the momentous occasion. In the capital city of New Delhi, of course, there are celebrations going on. As of now, religious sentiment is high across India and beyond. Devotees were waiting for this moment for decades.
Now, the temple town of Ayodhya all set for the grand consecration ceremony, as I mentioned earlier, and the temple town is adorned in festive colors as guests now start to stream in. The pran pratistha, that's the ceremony, will begin at 12:20 p.m. local time. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be attending the ceremony, for which special guests have been invited from all walks of life. Security, of course, has been ramped up in and around Ayodhya, with commandos of National Security Guards and anti-terror squads aiding the paramilitary and police forces. Worshippers rejoice in Ayodhya and devotion takes over the town.
As the wait for the temple consecration enters its final leg, now the town of Ayodhya got a massive facelift for the day. A new airport, refurbished railway station, broadened and beautified roads, and these are just among the over $3 billion worth projects which have been launched. Now, at the heart of it is the Grand Sri Ram temple, built over what is believed to be the birthplace of Hindu deity Sri Ram.
A 51 inches tall Ram Lalla idol crafted in the southern state of Karnataka is placed in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. The idol depicts a 5-year-old Lord Ram in standing position. The construction of the Ram temple, it was made possible by a Supreme Court judgment in 2019 on the Ram Janmabhoomi title suit, and the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and allied groups have been demanding the construction of a Ram temple at the site for at least 4 decades. Prime Minister Modi laid the foundation for the temple in 2020.
Prominent ministers and BJP leaders, including Home Minister Amit Shah, will watch the ceremony live from various temples across the country. This is being seen as a gesture of solidarity with millions of Sri Ram devotees who wanted to be in the holy town for the event. Now, the temple trust had, however, advised them to plan their visit after the 22nd of January. To commemorate the occasion, the centre has given half a day off to all the government employees, which includes public sector banks. Several states have also followed suit and declared a public holiday.
Now, for more on this, we're being joined by Ms. Kathey Foley, Distinguished Professor, Theatre Arts Expertise, Asian Theatre, Southeast Asian Studies. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us on WION.
Thank you for having me.
Ma'am, thank you so much. And of course, I wanted to begin by asking you, could you talk to us about the references of Ramayana across Asia? We know of the Ramakien, that the name by which it goes in Thailand. What are some of the other references that you can tell us about?
The Ramayana has been in Southeast Asia for at least 1,000 years, over 1,000 years. And it's a very deep part of the culture. I first started studying it in the 1970s in Indonesia, when I asked people why they were using the Ramayana and the Mahabharata as their stories. They told me it was the best way to teach Islamic values. They believed that the idea of Rama was about just rule and equity for all, and therefore it had been picked up by the monarchs, of course, in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Yogyakarta, which was the capital of the Javanese kingdom, is another name for Ayodhya. In Thailand, the current monarch is the 10th of the Ramas. It is what people try to do to be the good ruler for all their people.
Ms. Foley, stay with us. We're just going to come back to you with lots more to ask you. As of now, we're just going to cut back to our colleague and correspondent, Molly Gambhir, who's right there in Ayodhya. Molly, of course, you're bringing us the flavor. I can see some dancers behind you. Tell us what's happening around.
That's right, Shivan, and this, by the way, is just one part of the string of cultural performances that have been lined up all through Ayodhya right now, which is of course all. I can request my camera person to just show what's happening on the other end as well. When we talk about the security that's been deployed, this right here is where we can see the cavalcades pass. Continue to trickle in for the consecration ceremony. Remember, nearly 7,000. I think that in a while from now, but that's just those who are physically attending the event. But remember, as we've been outlining, this will be an event watched by millions from around the world. This cultural performance that is taking place right here at the other end, running the entire route here at the Lata Chowk, at the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. This is just one part of what we are witnessing as far as the decorations are concerned here. Let's also viewers that the kind of arrangements that have been made for the devotees when it comes to those who have been walking all the way from different parts of the state of Uttar Pradesh and around India as well, making their way towards the city of Ayodhya. They have been, the arrangements have been made, for example, the chopper services also that have been arranged in the city of Lucknow, remember, to get the devotees all the way to Ayodhya. But today is when the consecration ceremony would basically dedicate the temple officially to the people of the country. The inauguration of the temple would mark a historic occasion. It's been called a national festival by many people already. This kind of enthusiasm.
Well, Molly, there seems to be some issue with the connectivity there. We'll try and connect with you again. Thank you so much for getting us the latest on this. Thank you so much. We'll just come back to you, Molly.
Ms. Foley, we'd like to, again take your thoughts on this. Of course, you've studied the influence of Ramayana and the epics which have originated in the Indian mainland since decades. You've been studying it. Talk to us about the other international references that you find of the Ramayana.
The Ramayana really goes into the story of Monkey King. It's a Jataka story. We do performances of it all the time at Mount Madana, which is right down the road from me. The school students do a Ramayana once a year, and the adults do large Ramayanas frequently. It's an international story which has been beloved by everyone in the world.
All right. Well, Ms. Foley, thank you so much for joining us on WION with your insights and perspective on this.
Thank you so much.
Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram